Hopefully by now you are fully aware of the unfinished projects that God has led our church to take on. Are you excited? I am so thrilled about what's going to happen because I know that the end result is going to be that God uses this church in this region and around the world in the most impactful way. As you know, there is a commitment card related to the Unfinished campaign. There's two primary goals for the Unfinished initiative. The first goal is that we want to have a 100% engagement. We're asking everyone to be a part. We don't have rich people who underwrite this ministry, but we do have a large church. And if everyone participates, it's amazing how quickly it adds up. We're asking everyone to be a part of this effort. It's going to take all of us. The 100% engagement also means that we've all prayed and we've asked God to do a miracle in and through our lives. We've asked God what His will is, and then we've obeyed that will. If we all do this, we're truly going to see a miracle happen. The second goal is $60 million over 2 years. Does that take your breath away? Well, it certainly does for me. But actually, our church is already giving $36 million of the $60 million over 2 years. When you add up what we are already giving to the budget offering of our church and then the missions month offering of our church, and you multiply by 2 years, it turns out to be $36 million. It's the remaining $24 million over a 2-year period that are the new dollars that we're asking God for. We're asking you to keep giving what you've been giving and then add a special amount for the expansion projects. Now, with these goals in mind, let's take a look at the boxes that are on the second page inside the commitment card. The first box is basically what you're already giving to Sugar Creek over the course of a year for your tithe and also for missions. So put that number in the box. The second box is for the unfinished projects. How much do I plan to give extra for the unfinished campaign per year? We want you to spend some time praying and asking God. We're asking you to go to the Lord and say, God, what demonstrates faith? What do you really want to do in my life in helping me to learn to trust you better? We want you to wrestle with this and hear from God. We're asking all of us to give what demonstrates real faith in God in our lives. Kathy and I have already arrived at what we're going to be giving. I'm not going to tell you what the number is, but it will be more than we have ever done before. It's going to be more than we even expected at the beginning. Why? We believe that this is the most critical moment in Sugar Creek's history, and we know that we must do our very best. The third box just adds the two numbers above it for a 1-year total. And the fourth box multiplies it times 2 because we anticipate this giving over 2 years. Now, before I talk about the fifth box, just a word about this. Kathy and I have decided that our commitment will involve an increase in what we give monthly to the church. But we're also going to take money out of our savings and give a lump sum. Now, why? We want to help the church bring in as much early as we can help the church accomplish. Because the truth is, the earlier we get the funds, the sooner the projects begin. Not everybody can do that, but if you can, we ask you to consider giving as much upfront of your commitment as you can. It will really help us move quicker into the projects. Now that brings me to the fifth box, Gifts from Stored Resources box. It's actually common for some people to be able to give from their savings, like I've expressed Kathy and I are going to do, or from stocks or property. And if that is you, please put that value in the amount in this box. Now add it all together, and this is the number you'll put in the last box called our total 2-year unfinished commitment. Fill out your information and turn in the commitment card. Why is giving a commitment card so important? Well, it's the only way our volunteer committees can make timely decisions going forward. Your commitment card is that critical to them. Now remember that neither I nor any of our other pastors are going to know who gives and who doesn't. Your commitment card and your giving will remain confidential. We can only do this if we do it together. But think about what God is going to do in and through this church when we're all willing to trust Him. He's not finished with us yet. We are an unfinished people with an unfinished story, but I can hardly wait to get to the next story of God for Sugar Creek Baptist Church.